Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to my channel, Become the Disruptor. My name is Magda. I'm a qualified trauma-informed therapist, and today we're going to be talking about intellectualizing, understanding, gathering, and collecting knowledge, and why that is great that you can do it, but also why that is actually not enough to change your life. And that is because of a very simple thing. Your intelligence and your cognition lives in your mind and lives, in your head. Physical and the mind is non-physical because the thoughts are non-physical, yes? So you are intelligent, and understanding is absolutely, one of the important things that we have to do in our life in order then to change something. However, understanding and cognition is one process. Gathering knowledge, collecting knowledge, all that's one process. That lives in the mind. But healing, growth, getting outside of the loops and actual change, that is the body. The body is the one, and the nervous system, these are your tools in this reality that we are living in to actually change your life, because you're moving differently in your life. You're saying things differently. You're looking maybe differently. Whatever it is that you do with your body and with your nervous system, that is the key to change. In your mind, you can, visualize, you can fantasize, you can do whatever you want, but it does not have, as you can see probably, because since you're watching this video, you had been potentially stuck in intellectualizing loops and cognitive loops for years. These are two different processes. Cognition and nervous system, two very different processes. Understanding happens in your mind. The actual change, the actual healing, the actual growth, that lives in your behavior, and your behavior is linked to your nervous system and to its capacity to withstand the consequences of these new actions. Because a lot of people, myself including, when I was healing, I thought that I can affirm my way into healing or into change, that I can understand more, read more or listen more, whatever that was that I was doing. And a lot of you are doing is that you think that you can think your way out of something but a lot of these things, they just require action from you. And you are avoiding action. Why? This is the bit. A lot of you do know that those new actions that you know that you need to take to change the life and to propel your healing will have real consequences. And your nervous system wants to keep you safe because, consequences might mean being, whatever it is that you're changing might mean a lot of, let's say, temporary discomfort, temporary loss, etc. So what you do, you say, okay, I'm just gonna listen to more of that because probably I need to understand more about my attachment. Oh yeah, maybe I should go to this therapist because then I can talk about all the feelings that I have towards my mother or father. But guys, analyzing, reflecting, explaining and emotional processing at some point, when they are not combined with adequate action, that's just avoidance. That is just you literally you don't want to absorb the consequences of new actions. And you know what? At the very least, just acknowledge that to yourself. Just acknowledge that, yeah, actually, this is what I'm doing. And more so, if you had been there for years, I want you to really acknowledge that for yourself, because the thing is that if you had been doing all these things for you, so analyzing, reflecting, building self-awareness, moving through new frameworks and all that, wouldn't you actually experience change by now? Do you need, like, if these were working, wouldn't you naturally have change in your life? Wouldn't you just heal instead of, constantly like, oh, I gotta heal. Like, guys, we have been healing for years. This is like, what is this? This is a huge procrastination era against actually taking a proper action. Because you have to look at your life. If nothing has shifted, then you're stuck. And you're stuck probably because of the, like I said, intellectualizing and cognition, thinking that it can change the reality of your life on its own. No, it cannot. You need something external that's going to interrupt these patterns. You need something external. External, I mean your nervous system being able to absorb the consequences of these new actions. So, because even when you think about one area of your life that is really important for you, and think about, okay, what would I want to change there? There will be one action that you know for sure, it's going to be very uncomfortable and you don't want to do it. So what do? You're going to listen more to that podcast when this lady is going to say that actually you don't have to do anything. You can just affirm. Isn't that nice? So, at this point, you need a proper structural change. And a proper structural change means that stopping the chaos of cognition, picking one area of your life that you want to change, book a therapeutic session with someone that can hold you accountable, can give you external observation, can teach you how to increase the capacity of the nervous system to absorb the consequences of the new actions, and also give you an action plan. Collaborate with you to introduce the action plan that will actually change that one particular area of your life. And then you move along, because you're going to change one area of your life. You're going to see the domino or snowball effect of that particular change. And then you're going to be like, okay, maybe I still need to adjust maybe my financial situation or friendship situation, whatever that is, family. So you start with the most important area. You book a session with a practitioner. You've got the clear action plan because they can see the loop very clearly. Yeah. And then you don't come back to your therapist until you're done integrating and completing this particular stage of incorporating those changes and the action plan into your life. That's it. This is how therapy at this stage where you are in should be working. And there is a decision that you have to make as an adult. Yeah, you have to find that practitioner. You have to pay the cost, because those practitioners will be more costly than the one that only do the emotional processing and validation and all that. Yeah, those practitioners who are doing the structural change with you, like myself, they will be more expensive because you don't need that many sessions. That's it. So you book a session, you see how your nervous system is responding to the plan, and then when you know that you're ready for the next recalibration, so next action plan, you go back to your therapist. And if you need something in between, it depends on the relationship that you have with them. You can, email them maybe, or ask for another session, whatever that is. But guys, it's time that we will really address the elephant in the therapeutic and manifestation coaching room, which is those new frameworks are not working because people are not actually acting differently. And to act differently, you don't need more frameworks. You need a practitioner that knows how to deliver a real-time life change. And how you can check it? You look at their feedback, whether they do have clinical evidence of working with other people and delivering change for them. That's it. So start treating therapy as a service. As a service, because it is a service. It's supposed to serve you. It's a reciprocal exchange, and that's it. But it was, it's all the Freudian stuff made it like, it's a magical relationship that it's like, yeah, and then 5 years on, you're still doing the same things because it's a constant emotional processing and analysis of your mind and every single thought that pops into your mind. That's not how you're gonna change. And you know that already because you're watching this video up until now. So book a session with me or find another practitioner who works similar to me, which there should be definitely some. And otherwise, like, share, and subscribe. And I trust that that was helpful and that will help you to push the needle to finally make that decision and actually heal, actually grow, and actually change your life.